Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Cristina's Coffee Sessions. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Match Houston channel and to the 10th and final episode of Cristina's Coffee Sessions. My name is Cristina Amado. I will be your host today. This is Chi. She will be hosting as well. And our special guest today is Mollie from Dance Source Houston. How are you, Mollie?
I'm good. How are you, Cristina and Chi?
Good. We're super excited to have you here, and we hope that June, your puppy, can join us at some point during the interview. Now let's start with our first question. What is Dance Source Houston, and what is your role in the company?
So Dance Source Houston is an art service organization dedicated to supporting Houston's dance community. So we were founded officially in 2005 by Cristina who at the time was the resident lighting designer for Houston Ballet. And Cristina saw that there was a huge need within the local dance community for resources so that small dance organizations and independent artists could do their best work. And so she started the organization to help with building audiences for dance, to help dance makers promote the work that they were presenting. And the organization has grown over the years to now include different performance platforms, including Mind the Gap and Barnstorm Dance Fest. We have different funding programs like the Dancer Fund and groundwork grants that support individual dancers, and then small dance organizations and fiscally sponsored projects. We provide marketing support, compile resources and share those out through our website and newsletter, and host some health-focused programs as well. We have a monthly injury clinic and some wellness workshops coming up. So we try to do what we can within our resources to support the organizations and the people that make up the Houston dance sector. And my role within the organization, I am executive director of Dance Source Houston. I started with the organization a little over 10 years ago as a programs associate, and then stepped into the role of executive director about 4 years ago.
And I'm assuming you're a dancer yourself as well, right?
Yeah, I grew up dancing, and I studied dance in college, and then taught and performed after that, and then slowly transitioned into full-time arts admin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna do an add-on question. Can you talk to us a little bit of Mind the Gap? What is that about?
Yeah, so Mind the Gap is a wonderful program that is a partnership between the Match and Dance Source Houston that we started our very first year officing at the Match. We moved into the Match in July of 2016 after managing a venue for a couple of years. And the first performance took place in, I think, January of 2017. And it is essentially a program that supports individual dance makers, choreographers, with production support and audience development support, and gives them an opportunity to share their work with audiences on the stage of Matchbox 2, without incurring the full financial expense of self production.
That actually ties up to my next question, which is Dance Source Houston working on any quarantine projects at the moment?
Yes, so we will be very, very shortly announcing the artists who were selected for our virtual Mind the Gap performance, which will take place on October 5th. We're really excited about that. It'll be our first venture into live performance in a virtual setting. We had our annual festival Barnstorm in June, but it was all works that were either previous recordings of live works or dance for camera pieces. And so this will be a showcase of 5 different solos that are performed by the choreographer of each work. And it will happen live. So with all of the unexpected, Wi-Fi going down and technological things that could possibly happen, but we're ready to go with our dress rehearsal and our tech rehearsal and our full dress rehearsal. Hoping that we can weed out as many of those issues as possible before. But we're really excited to give both the performers and audience members the opportunity to feel like they're engaging with some live dance, even if it is in a very different way, and have an artist talk back after that, so that there's still an opportunity for patrons to engage with the artists, which I think everybody's missing right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're really looking forward to that. On October 5th, we're going to be doing a series of wellness workshops over the next 2 months, and we are really looking forward to that. So those will all be virtual, and our first one is happening on Friday, September 18th. And the first one will be on nutrition, but we're going to have a few more that look at injury prevention, how to go back into the studio and rehearsals after being in a really small space, dancing in a living room, and how do you safely go back to dancing full out, and just some other areas of health focus, as well as mental health, and some movement workshops that have like a mind-body focus.
That's awesome. I think it's really impressive that you guys were able to transform that into the situation that we're living right now, and like to translate it into what the dancers are experiencing right now. I think that's going to be very helpful. Now, can you tell me, are there any other future projects in the works for Dancers Houston that you can talk about?
Yeah. So every year we usually have an artist in residence program. Normally those artists are selected this time in like late August, early September, and they receive a full fall of professional development workshops, meetings with the cohort of artists. It's usually 4 or 5 choreographers each year, and some one-on-one support from the dance source staff with things like grant writing or looking at their website, and sort of providing some administrative support. And then the spring is when they have rehearsal space, and they work towards creating a new work for Barnstorm. With everything being so unknown this year, we decided to sort of pivot our fall and create a dance ambassador program, so that we're still providing that professional development and cohort support to a group of artists, but not limiting it to just choreographers. So it'll be a 4-month program where we'll have a group of 5 artists who will still receive professional development support, will still receive that one-on-one support, but it feels like right now having the kinship within a cohort of artists who want to be engaged in conversation about, reflecting about everything that's happening right now, what everybody's going through individually, feels really, really important right now. And so we will be working with those artists now through the end of the calendar year. And so we're really looking forward to announcing that group as well.
Okay, and now to our last question, which is my favorite personal question of all. What is your fondest memory at Match Houston?
It is hands down. This question did not even make me pause for a moment, but it's the weekly puppy parades that normally take place in the hallways of the Match, with June and Hefe and Chucho and Suki running around the hallways of the match like they own the place, because they do.
Yes, definitely. Maybe I can add like a little snippet video of that into this interview. I'll see if I can make it happen. But yeah, that's definitely one of the good memories of the Match Houston
Sure.
and the Match Houston offices, all the puppies running around.
Yes, everybody taking like a 10-minute like self-care break to just sit on the floor and pet dogs. Like that. That's it.
We all need it, yes.
We do.
I can't bring Chi-Chi, but if I could, I would. Well, thank you so much, Mollie, for joining us today, and thank you for being a part of Christina's Coffee Sessions. Cheers to this last final episode, 10th episode of Christina's Coffee Sessions.
Yes.
And now I leave you guys with this promo video of Dance Source Houston. Just make sure you check it out and you visit their website and social media platforms. Thank you so much for joining us.